What's up guys, it's me, LSP Spectrar here in another video in WTF Frontier. This time I'm showing you what has become my new favorite ship in the entire game for combat. Now, it's not great in the terms of being able to keep a lot of picking up a lot of stuff from things you kill, but man, I can fight things for days in this ship, and I'll show you why. And it does require a specific type of fighting skill, if that makes any sense. But let me show you the inside. So, as you can see, we got some good sensors, some small turret mounts and some tiny turret mounts, which is okay. Plenty of oxygen generation, 2 beds in case you want to bring on a crew member once that gets fixed. You see we have 2 small cargo areas, so like I said, it's not meant to do a ton of raiding, although you easily could with the ship, just not for cargo space unless you're just trying to pick up maybe some good gear and are tossing the rest because you don't care. We got some good energy regeneration, something just for the engines back here, as well as for everything else. Now you may have noticed we got a shield generator. If you look at the minimap, we've got a thin layer of shields, and those shields are what make this ship so awesome. And the fact that this ship is super maneuverable. Be sure to remember where these are, your heat sinks, and keep in mind that you're going to be repairing this section of the ship a lot, which is okay, and you'll be repairing a little bit right here. Now, this may bug you that this is poking out like this, but you'd be surprised at how little that actually gets damaged. Now, if we start driving it, as you can see, and I decided to stay near this the home station for reference of how fast this ship is. This is just simple forward thrust and you are cruising. You can almost turn on a dime. Your rotational speed isn't as fast as you might think, but your side to side speed is very good. Now the ship has a very special module. Down here in the systems you can see it, and if you look down here you can kind of see it's like a little engine. It essentially boosts your thrusters. So if you hit 1, all of a sudden you are super fast, almost uncontrollably fast. And it's almost kind of ridiculous. And sometimes extremely hard to control, to be honest. So I don't use it a ton, and it can suck your energy dry. Now, the cool thing about the ship is that you can take on large ships regularly. Like, I could take on 4 of the large arrowheads that I covered last time in a ship review without having to replace this ship. The hard part is keeping your energy up and making sure you know how your shields are doing. Now the trick is to go in and take care of all the small ships. Basically, if this is the large ship right here, fly past it, gathering the attention of the small ships, get away from the large ship, and then take care of the small ships. And then as you are coming in for the large ship, be sure to do your best to try to dodge some of the attacks, and keep an eye on your shields. And then when your energy is super low, you can basically kind of dodge them for a little bit, run away, and let your shields kind of rejuvenate a little bit. Maybe let your energy rejuvenate a little bit, depending on how you're doing. And you can actually take some very serious blunts, or some serious damage up front because of your shields. Just making sure that you keep most of it in the front, every once in a while switching off to the sides where the shields are. Now, I have some videos here that I want to show you of me attacking 2 large ships separately, not at the same time. So let's go ahead and switch over to that footage. Okay, here I am. I have lured away these small ships. And you basically just try to keep moving and try to take out these ships as fast as you can. It's pretty easy when you have machine guns mounted to this vehicle. So it's really not that bad. And they typically don't get you zooming out every once in a while to make sure that you know where the large ship is so you can keep your eye on it. That way it doesn't accidentally sneak up on you, which would be super unfortunate. You can get near it, but just make sure you're trying to avoid its attacks the best you can. And these ones typically have those little missiles anyways. So it's not too hard to miss them, but as we take on ships, we'll see more. So as you can see from taking the small ships on, I didn't take too much damage there. Some of the first layer at the tip has gone off, but it's okay. My energy is about halfway if you look there in the bottom right hand corner. But now it's time to go in and try to take on the ship. Now this first one, I'm not super great at dodging the attacks of this ship, so keep in mind of that. But the concept is still kind of the same. If you watch, I'm doing my best to try to avoid them, but it's okay because I can take them to the front. Because as you can see, with my energy as high as it is, those shields are regenerating extremely fast, despite how much I'm getting attacked, and I'm taking very little hull damage right there. Despite how much explosion there was, almost no damage to my ship actually happened. So skip ahead a little bit. I've taken a little bit more damage, but that is okay because honestly, compared to what this ship would normally look like without these shields and this maneuvering style, it's okay. Now, the trick is to just kind of keep moving. Pick a spot on the ship that you want to attack over and over again to try to wear it down. I chose the back while hitting the sides here and there. You can kind of see that big hole there in the back, and I'm trying to hit as many of the heat sinks that I know that are in that corner as much as I can. Now, I can take these full frontal hits. As you can see, if you look closely, the tip of my ship really isn't all that damaged. It's okay because the shields. Now, my energy, if you do look in the bottom right-hand corner, is extremely low. Now, normally you would want to back off a little bit, let your shields rejuvenate a little, maybe let your energy regenerate a little bit. I keep saying rejuvenate. I don't know why. But I know I've got this ship pretty darn close to dead, and so I'm just trying my best to end this, if that makes sense. Letting him attack other sides of my shields. But as you can see here, I finally get him down, and I'm just kind of drilling in the back until he finally explodes and dies, which is great. Now, this is the aftermath of after that battle. It's a screenshot, but look at it. Look at this. The tip is gone, but that's okay. Like I said, you'll be repairing that a lot. But other than that, guys, look at that. We barely damaged those front two guns, and that's pretty much the only place we really took damage. I mean, yeah, we lost a thruster here or there, but even my back end is not damaged at all, which is why I didn't show it. But really, that is very minimal damage considering that ship I took on with all its escort. So here we are with the next fight. I've taken out all the escorts already, so I skipped that part so you don't have to watch any of it again. But as you can see in this one, I'm going to be doing a little bit better dodging these bullets. Now, I don't use my little engine boost thing I was talking about earlier, which is fine. Just because I didn't want to waste the energy capacity. But as you can see, I'm not necessarily always dodging them, but I am shifting where those bullets are hitting me. And as you can see, my shields are actually replenishing very, very quickly, like I've said before. I'm doing good working around. I've picked the same spot, trying to take out the back, trying to take out the engine so he can't move around. That's always my favorite place to try to take out first. As you can see from this up close, the nose of my ship, we've lost the first layer. Now, if you watch my ship on damage, you'll know that your ship is comprised of two layers, your bottom layer and your top layer. After you use your top layer, your pixels have half the hit points that they normally do, and it's harder. You can't repair the top layer from inside your ship with your repair gun. You can do it with your aura or with a repair drone. So, this is me fighting another ship after already taking damage from that last ship. This is the exact same ship. And as you can see, I'm rotating, letting it hit different parts. My energy at this point is pretty low, and I decide to kind of fly off and let my shields do their best to kind of regenerate, because I'm noticing that they're regenerating slower and I'm taking more damage. So I'm just kind of buying some time until I can get back into this fight. So that's the end of the clips there, but as you can see, I was low on energy, and I was, getting away from the enemy there. Now, I could have either kept on letting my capacitors refill, so that way my shields were staying on point a little bit faster, but I just kind of would leave the battle until my shields looked like they were completely regenerated, and then I'd go in for another attack and just kind of do sweeping attacks. Sweeping in, attacking, and then turning around, getting where I want to attack, and then kind of getting out of there. Another typical thing I was doing, and if you didn't notice, like let's say this is the ship, I would fight, and then as soon as he reloaded, I would try to get a different place in my, get him to hit a different part of my shields, or I'd back away and try to dodge them. So as you kind of gain the momentum of how the ship works, you could take on multiple ships. Now after that, and I didn't record them, but I took on 3 more of those size ships without having to repair the ship or go back to home base, which is pretty amazing, and which is why I love this ship so much. As you can see, it's a smaller arrowhead design, so it's not like the biggest ship. It does take a little more time to take out those ships. Each one of those battles took about 10 minutes, if not a little bit more. But to me, it was totally worth it, and it was a really fun way to fight. I'm typically used to bigger ships where I just kind of almost sit in place and just brute force my way through ships, and this has been a really fun change. So if you happen to see this ship, and you'll know it because it's a small arrowhead and it's got shields, I highly suggest getting it and trying it out, because man is it loads of fun, and I just absolutely love it. This is probably a longer review, and I'm sorry about that. Let me know if you liked the fact that I showed a little more battle. And the main reason I did that is just because I'm really loving this ship. But I hope you found this useful. If not, maybe a little bit entertaining. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see in this game. I feel like I've been missing some of the key components from the last updates, but I can't put my finger on what it is. So if there is something that you haven't seen me do yet that you really want to see me do, or you want to see something explained, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to it and show you guys how that works. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!